Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
That's what does it mean? That's claim life cycle, claim cycle.
claim cycle. Okay,
Yes.
so claim cycle is nothing but it is the entire time period to process the claim, right from the claim submission, adjudication, and then we are having the payment process. So entire this processing, what we say, like duration of the processing of this claim, we call it as a claim life cycle or claim cycle. Okay, so during that we'll be having the communication from the providers or subscribers or the third party vendors. Okay, then we'll be having loading of the claim into the database. Then in the database, we'll be having the validation of the claim. In that, we have seen multiple validations there. Okay, basic validations. Apart from that, there may be others as well. Then after validation, we'll be having the that validation also we call that as adjudication, right? So we will decide there whether to pay the claim, whether to deny the claim. Okay, if we are paying the claim, what is the amount that we are going to pay? Okay, then the product, like the generation of the output of the claim, like letters, any checks, EFT, transfer details, and then payment process we are having, right? So that all the things we will cover under this adjudication. Okay, so this entire process we call that as a claim cycle or claim batch as well.
Oh. That means that's start from the take care of the client to the ending of the payment.
Right.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we discussed about the fact,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
we also discussed about the what that Epic software also, Epic application also in this one.
Epic, yeah, we will see the applications. What are the tools that we need to have understanding on? Okay, so you can just work on that offline. Okay, and you will start
Yeah.
exploring those tools. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so there is an requirement documents as well. Okay, in this, I'll share this Excel file. Okay, in this we are having some process flow as an tab. Okay, in which we are going to see the claims cycle only. Okay, like from loading the claim to adjudication and then payment. So all these things we are going to see in this particular process flow. We will create multiple stored procedures. Okay, which are useful for validations and evaluation of the claims. Okay. Before going to this requirement document, we will cover some of the topics like what are the tools we are having, what is mean by all these, like what are the different sections we will have in this healthcare domain. Okay, and what are those, like how to work on that, or like whether we are going to work on each of them, whether we are going to work on a specific segment from that workflow. Okay, so that we will discuss. So mostly in the USA, we will be having two major tools for this claim processing. Okay, it may be another tools as well, but for our project, we are considering the facets as a tool. Okay, there may be some other tool we are having, like NXT is also one of the tool we are having. Okay, so Facets is an application used for uh, the processing of the claim. Okay, so this is an application. Uh, it may be like it will be a software, we can say. Instead of application, we can call it as software. Okay, because it is a heavy. So Facet is used by the healthcare payers, like the insurance companies. Okay, so whoever is the healthcare payers, insurance companies we are having, that companies will use this Facet software for streamlining the claim processing and provider and member services. Okay, so this is used by the insurance companies to manage various aspects of healthcare plans, claim processing, member services, etc. right? So this software is basically used for multiple things. Okay, yeah, the insurance companies can have the healthcare plans enrolled in that facets, so member can go into the facets, they can enroll themselves, or the insurance companies also can modify their healthcare plans, like they can change the amounts, they can change the benefit details, they can add the diseases, they can remove the diseases, all those things they can do. Okay, so manage in the sense they can add, edit, delete, okay, everything they can do, right? For the healthcare plans. Then for the claim processing, now claim processing is the cycle we were talking about. Okay, so when we say claim processing, it is right from submission of the claim to payment of the claim. So entire process we call that as a claim processing. Okay, and then member services. So in the member services, we will have new member addition. Okay, the existing member management, like changing the plan, adding the any flags we are having. Okay, changing the address and all. So those all the things can be also done using this software. It is an enterprise level system designed to streamline the operations and improve the efficiency of a healthcare insurance organization. Okay, why the organizations will prefer those software instead of doing all this manually? These softwares will be used to automate the process. Okay, like as I was mentioned yesterday, we may have the high volume of the claims. On a daily basis, we'll be having around 20,000, 30,000 claims, and we need to uh, give the acknowledgement. We need to give the status of the claim to each of these providers. Okay, so manually it will be quite difficult. Okay, and there will be a standard time as well for the for the revert, right? You also will like sometimes you go to customer care, you register your complaint, and they will say like we will be get back to you within 24 hours. So 24 hours is the standard time they will take to respond on your query. So same way, any claims has been received, there will be a standard timing of 8 hours, 10 hours, or 24 hours to reply back on that claim. Okay, what is the status of the claim currently? You have to mention after 24 hours. So if we are going to do this manually, it will be quite challenging. There will be chances of error. Again, time will be more. Okay, and manpower will be required more again. So instead of that, we can design a system that can process these claims automatically, starting from the submission to payment. Okay, one by one, we can execute the procedures or jobs, and they will read the data from the facets database. Okay, from the databases, and they can simply move the claim from one state to another state after evaluation. Okay, so yeah, that's the reason the companies prefer to go with the softwares that can be utilized for automation of their work. Okay, here are some key features of the facets in the concept of healthcare claim processing. Okay, here we will be focusing on claim processing. Okay, there are many things that we can do in the facets like healthcare plan management, okay, member services, provider services. Okay, but in this particular project, we will be talking about more about this claim processing. Okay, so claim adjudication, this we can do. This is again one of the key feature. So in claim adjudication, Facets automates the process of claim adjudication, which includes the determining the amount the insurance company is responsible for paying based on the patient's plan, coverage, and other factors. Okay, so there are multiple factors that will affect the uh, payment for the submitted claim, right? So we'll be checking all the eligibility that we talked yesterday, like duplication, service date, procedure codes, right? All those things we'll be checking. Apart from that, there will be the other things as well, like if the patient is have active plan, right? If it is active plan, then whether the services are covered for that plan. Okay, whether the member is alive. Okay, it is not deceased member. Okay, then the coverage we will check, and yeah, other factors that we have talked yesterday. So This is the claim adjudication process in which we will decide the amount, okay, that needs to be paid for the submitted claim. Second is eligibility and enrollment. So this is for member, right? So the facet system will help to manage the member enrollment and eligibility checking for insurance plan. It ensures that the claims are processed based on the correct benefits and the eligibility. Okay, so as we have the member separate member portal as well for enrollment and management, we can utilize that member that portal to check the members eligibility against the submitted claim, and like we will ensure like we are processing the claims correctly based on the members eligibility and the correct benefits for that plan. Okay, then
Sure,
billing and
sure.
invoice again this one of the feature. Yes.
Sure. I think you're lagging every once in a while, or is that just my computer? But
Yeah, same thing here too. Yeah.
Oh, I'm lagging.
yes, sir.
Okay, I don't think, let me reconnect once. 1 minute. Okay, let's see if now it works. I just rejoined. Okay, hope it's fine now. Then we have the billing and invoicing, right? So we can perform the billing and invoicing as well using this facet software, right? So it will help to manage the premium billing for the member, invoicing and payments for the members and the groups. Then provider and network management. Okay, so there can be individual providers and there can be a networks of the provider. Like there are multiple providers, multiple doctors or hospital. They're forming a group together to give the medical services. So we call that as a provider network. So that provider enrollment, provider network creation, provider network management also can be done using this facets software. Okay, and yeah, member and provider portal. So this is a self-service portals for members and providers. Okay, so both the providers and members will be allowed to make the changes to their profiles. Okay, so that is also available into this facets. So in overall, we can say facets helps the healthcare organization manage the entire life cycle of the health insurance claim from eligibility verification to the payment, improving the operational efficiency and reducing the errors in the claim process. Okay, so as we have the automated process, definitely there will be improvement in the efficiency as well as there will be reduction in the errors during the claim process. Okay, so Facets is one of the important software. Okay, even though if you search in the Google as well, right, you will get to know about the Facet. Okay, what is Facets, why it is used, who has developed it, and what are all the organizations that using the Facets as a software. Okay, again, QNXT is the another software we are having, which is again used for the this claim processing only. Okay, this is not the only softwares we are having, either Facets or QNXT. There will be another's, or there will be another softwares also will be available in the market, which the insurance companies might be using. Okay, but we will be talking about the Facets here. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so yeah. So what, right, what basically the organizations will do, right? They will transform their system into the facets implementation. Okay, so they will have either the facets whenever, let's say we are talking about the Cigna Health. Okay, so or maybe Aetna Health. So what that organization will do is they will take the licensed version of this facet. So when they take this licensed version of facets software, okay, so as a developer, we need to manage or change the entire system of Patna to match with the facets requirement. So basically, we will be implementing the facets database management system for the insurance company. Okay, so the insurance company will have the transition of its Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplemental claims operation, okay, into the facets. So this is the what we are saying is we can, okay, on your resume whatever the insurance company you will having, okay, so that you can replace, and we can say like this is for the project overview. We can say like I was engaged in a project where like we did the transition of the Medicare and Medicare uh, claims operation to the facets. Okay, the project was about implementing the facet system for all the members of the insurance company. Okay, so whenever we implement the facet system, there are three major parts we'll be having. Okay, so here I was just taking the example of a Blue Cross facet implementation. In a similar way, there can be any insurance companies. So there will be three major parts. One is a membership, another is a provider, and then third will be the claim processing. Okay, it is common for all the health insurance companies. Always there will be three sections, okay, where you might work on. Okay, either you will be working on membership, or you will be working on provider, or you will be working on claim processing. Okay, so these are the three separate sections, and these three are the very vast processes we are having. So in member enrollment or membership, what we will do is we will have the uh, entire process from uh, member enrollment, okay, starting from the enrollment to eligibility, adding the plans, adding the coverage, adding the member details, so that all the things we will do into the member enrollment. Second is the provider enrollment. Here also we will be doing everything related to the provider, like adding the providers, removing the providers, okay, checking the eligibility, checking the creating the network groups. Okay, then adding the facilities or the specialties of the provider. Okay, so all those things will be happen in this provider section. And the third one is the claim processing, which we will be focusing on for this project. Okay, so claim processing is a separate section we are having, where we will process the claim from starting like beginning to like ending, from submission to payment. So each of this department, each of this section will have its own dedicated team, like team leader and developers. Developers may be like SQL, Node.js, C Sharp. Okay, as per the requirement, as per the like health insurance company's system, whether they will be using the SSIS, SSRS. Okay, based on that, there will be a dedicated developer team will be there in this group. Okay, but SQL developers will be there as in common for all those sections. Okay, so for this particular project, what we can mention is for this particular project, I was a part of a claims team. Okay, there where we were having team around 5, 6, 7, 8, any team member you can have, because that is depend on the claim count and system. Okay, how much claim count will be there? Based on that, we can have the team size like 5 to 10 something. Okay, once the claim has been submitted for the processing, the system was developed to process all those claims automatically without manual intervention. Okay, I was worked on some of the modules within this. Okay, there are some models. So under the claim processing, we have seen yesterday, we are having multiple things to validate. Right, so these are the some example we have seen. Okay, so we can say like I was worked for member validation, provider validation, or service date validation, the duplicate check validation. So all those we can mention what we have worked on. Okay, I will give you the details about the project as well, how to explain like your work. Okay, what was your day-to-day activity, so that all details also will be provided by end of this sessions for this project. Okay, so what we were talking, yeah. So I was worked on the models within this, like member match, provider match, or maybe the claim processing for date validations, and for some of the payment processes as well. So like that, what we need to say is what exactly you worked on within the project, because it is not like you will be working alone on entire project. Okay, if there is a process claim processing project, okay, there will be several things, and as a team you need to implement the entire project. So there will be a few models or some models which we you will be working actually. There are some other team members, they will be working on some models. Okay, so the work will be distributed among the team, and you have to work on your tasks there. Okay, and this is the entire claim processing cycle I have given here. Okay, so from this, the first two, membership and provider. Okay, we need to do this for our project as well, though we are doing the demo project here. Okay, but we will not be going to see this membership and provider in detail. What we will do is we will have some one-time query or one-time stored procedure to load the members data and providers data. Okay, and we will be focusing on claim processing cycle. So this is what the claim processing cycle we are having. Okay, at high level, I will explain this, how it will, how we are going to work on this and what are the steps we are having there. Okay, so this is the entire flow we are having of a claim. Okay, so there will be, do you know what is mean by job by any chance?
Yeah, kind of work.
Kind of clubbing the tasks together, right?
Mm.
Yeah, so there will be a task, there will be a work, what we can say is a bunch of works or maybe individual work as well that we automate and that we schedule, right? So
Right.
schedule in the sense we will be uh, running that automatically at a particular time. Okay, without any manual intervention, we will be running that. Like we can do the email automation as well, right? You know, in your Gmail as well, there will be, or in the Outlook as well, there will be a uh, option to schedule your email. Okay, so you are going to sleep at 10 p.m. Okay, and but there is one important file that needs to be sent to your manager at 12 p.m. every day. So instead of uh, like keeping like yourself awake up to 12 p.m. Okay, or 12 a.m. in the midnight, what you can do is you can schedule an email to send automatically at a particular time. So same way, this is the task that we are automating. So same way, there will be a SQL related tasks that can be automated. Okay, that can be scheduled. Okay, and the multiple tasks can be combined together. So the task, whatever we are combining together, we call that as a job. Okay, and when we are talking about the scheduler, there will be a dedicated softwares will be available to uh, schedule your job. Okay, to create the job, to schedule the job, there will be a dedicated software. Okay, one of the software or one of the job scheduler we are having in our SQL Server as well. Okay, so if I open the SQL Server Management Studio, you will see there is one. You open it first. Okay, there is a SQL Server agent. So SQL Server agent, if you search here, what is SQL Server agent? we'll get to know this is also a okay. So this is also an automation tool, or this is also a job scheduler we are having in SQL Server itself. Okay. Okay, that automates the administrative task by executing the scheduled jobs. Okay, so SQL Server agent is like available in this SSMS. Okay, but apart from this SQL Server agent, there are other third-party software also available, which majority of the organizations will use. Okay, so we will talk about those as well. So job, if you see a specified series of action that the agent performs, this can run T-SQL script, PowerShell command, SSH package, or any operating system commands. Okay, and then when we are saying this as schedules, so schedule is like it will define a job run, when a job will run daily at a particular time or weekly or monthly, right? So whenever needed, we can define the time period for that job execution. Okay, every job will have the alerts as well. So in response to the specific event within the job, if some email has to be heard saying like this job has been completed or this task has been completed, we can schedule the alerts as well. Okay, so in SSMS we are having this SQL Server agent. If you expand this, you will see there will be jobs, alerts, operations. Okay, so under the jobs you can create a new job. Okay, and we can have the steps defined in that job as well. So SQL Server agent is one of the software within the SSMS, which is used to create the jobs, which is used to schedule the jobs. Okay, so that is what the job means, right? So there will be a job, there will be a automated job, we can say, which will load the EDI files. Okay, we have seen the EDI files yesterday, right? So the thing will be submitted in this format, the EDI file format. Where it is. Okay, so the claim will be submitted into this EDI file format, and this EDI file format directly will not be readable by the computer, and we cannot directly load into the database system. So this needs to be converted, okay, and this needs to be mapped to each of the column. Like what is mean by this particular value, okay, or what is mean by this particular value. Okay, what is this value and how we are in which column of the table, in which column, in which table we are going to load this value. Okay, even this as well. What column needs to be mapped to this value. So this needs to be done so that we can load the data easily into the table. So after loading, after the job. So we were talking about this here, right? So there will be a job which will convert this EDI information into the readable format. Okay, so now the readable format is nothing but it is mapping the values within that EDI file to the respective columns. Okay, so in real time it will be a PowerShell script, or it may be a SSIS package. Okay, it may be some other. What's happening with my internet today? Okay, so it may be a PowerShell script, it may be a SSIS package, okay, or it may be like ADF pipeline as well, Azure Data Factory. Okay, so that depends on organization what they are using to perform this task, like reading the EDI file and converting into the readable format. Okay. Then once the data is converted into the readable format, now we can load that data into the database. Okay, so there will be three databases that we will be using for this project. Okay, we will create three separate database. Okay, and from on our actual work will start for this demo project. Okay, because as we are don't having any EDI file and we don't have any permission to read that file here. So first two steps we are not going to check. Okay, we are not going to perform here in this project, but we'll be working starting from the third step. Okay, so we will create a stored procedure to load the claim data into the staging database. Okay, as I mentioned, there will be a three databases that we are creating for this project, new databases. Okay, uh, I will just show you that here. Okay, so we will be having these three databases: facets, facet stage, and facets custom. Okay, so the core tables, in the sense the finalized data will be there in the facets database, staging database, where we will load the initial claims and we will perform all the validations. Okay, so all the validations will be done in this facet stage database. Okay, and the procedures required to do the validation, that we will create under this facets custom database. Okay, so this is the database used for the development. So we will create three databases and we will create a separate tables as well in those databases. Okay, so the first procedure we will be having is the job to load the claim data into the staging database. Okay, so staging database is nothing but this facet stage. So our procedure will load the data into the tables present into this facet stage database. Now, what are all the tables? Okay, where to load the data, that we will talk to. Okay, then once the data is loading into the staging database, we have to perform the validation. So from this list of validations we discussed yesterday, okay, we will be doing some of the validations here in this project in real time. Okay, we will creating procedures for some of the validations. From that, we will do the validation for member information, provider information, service dates, and tax ID validation. So that four validations we are going to perform. Okay, member match, provider selection or the provider match. Then under the claim processing, we'll be having the service date and tax ID validation. So during each of the step, the claim will flow from one state to another state. Like initially the claim is loaded, there may be the chance that some of the claims was failed to load. Okay, so those claims will be routed to the error queue, or we can say the manual review. So the examiner will work on that and they will resubmit the claim. Once the claim is loaded to the database, the first step we are having is member validation. Okay, let's say if we have loaded 10 claims and from that 10 claims, two claims are having the invalid member details. So those claims will be rejected. Okay, and the accepted claims will move to the next validation. So like this, the claim will flow from one state to another state. Okay, so example I have given, right? So we are having 10 claims. Okay, from that 10 claims, the two claims are having invalid member details. Now, how to say it is invalid member details? So we are going to read the member information from the submitted claims data, and we are trying to compare that member information with the enrolled member table. Okay, so if that submitted member information is not matching into the enrollment table, we are saying like it is an invalid member. Okay, so all those invalid member claims will be rejected and it will be sent to like report creation for the rejected claims. Accepted claims will move to the next validation, where we will perform the provider validation, whether the submitted provider details are accurate or not. Again, for this also we need to have some master table to compare the provider data. Okay, and we will again the rejected claims will go to the report queue, accepted claims will go to the next validation. Okay. Then for accepted claims, we will perform the next validations, like service date validation we are having. Okay. Then the tax ID validation we are having. Okay. Apart from those validations, we are having multiple validations. Okay, but we are not going to see all those in detail, right? Because we don't have much time as well. But just to have some idea on how the claim processing actually works, okay, we are going to see some of the sample validations here. Okay, if I say for my like this was the like previous I was working on healthcare domain previously. So for my project, I was having around 25 validations, 25 different validations I was having in the claim processing. Okay, and the claim was moving from one validation to another, okay, in a series automatically. And if the claim passes through all the validations, then only it will be moved for the payment process. So like that, we were having the multiple validations. Okay, so we will see some of the validations here, not all. Okay, so once all the validations has been completed, the accepted claims now will move to the core database. Okay, core table. Okay, we are having three different database, right? So we will move those claims to the next database. Like these are the core database we are having. So after all the validations into this database, the claim needs to be inserted into the next or the core database for the payment process. So for that as well, we will create a stored procedure again. Okay. And once the data has been moved for the payment, now there will be a payment job, okay, which will again perform the payment activities. Okay, how much we have to pay. Okay, there will be some validations again before the payment as well. So for that as well, we will create a procedure. Okay, and then we are having the report job, which will create a report for the rejected claims into the payment process. Okay, and then there are letter job which will generate the letters for the members or the providers. So for providers, the letters will be generated saying like these are the 10 claims you will submitted. From that 10 claims, 8 claims has been uh, paid. Okay, 2 claims has been rejected. Like that, we will generate letters. Okay, and we will send that to respective providers. Okay. Like this, we will be having the entire claim life cycle, claim processing cycle, okay, and the flow of this claim throughout this entire cycle. So we'll be creating a procedure for multiple things, almost 5 to 6 procedures we need to create. And yeah, there will be a lot of tables that needs to be created. Okay, now how we will receive the requirements in the real time. Okay, now I have this requirement here in the Excel format. Okay, how the real time the project will be handled or project will be implemented. Okay, so for that we are having this some next 2 or 3 slides we are having. Okay, which we in which we will talk about the real time tools and softwares that is used for the project management. Okay, so for the project management methodologies, the tool that will be commonly used are like Scrum, Kanban, Six Sigma, or the Waterfall. These are the methodologies where the project will be managed. So when we say project managed or the it will be decided to go with which method. Okay, so that is all depend on the business. So in the project management methodologies, whatever the tools we are having as a developer, okay, we'll be working as a developer. So as a developer, we will be having very less exposure to these tools because these are the tools that will be used by the management team, like project managers or maybe like Scrum Master. So those people will use these tools: Scrum, Kanban, Six Sigma, or Agile or Waterfall. The most common is like Agile or the Waterfall methodologies. Okay, used in the majority of the organizations for their project management as a project methodology. Okay, so what these methodologies will do? So this will help the project managers or the management team to lead the team members and manage the entire work within the project. Okay, by effectively collaborating with each of the team member, they can track, they can manage the work within the project. Okay, so this is used to plan, execute, and manage the projects. Then second we are having is a project management tools. So these are important, okay, because you will be having direct exposure to these project management tools. As a developer, we will be working on this project management tool to update our task, to update our work, okay, or any assignments you are having for development, or any bugs or defects you are having that you need to work. Okay, so that will be assigned through these project management tools. So any work, any project work you have been assigned, so that will be assigned through these tools only. Okay, no one will orally tell you like this is your task and you need to perform. Okay, or like they will just send an email and say like, yeah, this is the work you have to do. Okay, there will be always an uh, software involved for the development activities, for the report activities. Okay, and even for analysis as well. Okay, so these are the some softwares we are having which is used for the software developments, and within a software developments this will be used for the project management. In that, currently the Jira and Azure DevOps is are the two tools we are having which are very common in IT industry. Okay, from that again, Jira is more preferred. Okay, nowadays Azure DevOps also it is more in market. Okay, because it is having the cloud environment, cloud touch base, and we can easily everything take on the cloud. So Azure DevOps is also one of the leading project management tool nowadays. Okay, so now what you need to check is you need to go back and you need to see what is waterfall methodologies, what is agile methodologies, to try to understand using the like whatever the resources you are having, maybe Google or ChatGPT or maybe Copilot. You can use all those AI tools and you can see in detail what are those tools, how effectively we can utilize the tools in the project management. Okay, for the Jira, you can create your free account. Okay, and you can create your own project as well. Okay, so if you go to the Atlassian website, there'll be a Jira. Let's see, log in if I just say. Okay, so with this, you can create your own account for free. Okay, I think I'm not sure, but I think it is having a 1 month of free period for using this Jira software. Okay, online. So using this, you can create your free account. Okay, for the project management, you can create your team as well. Within yourself, you can create your groups and you can create a team on the Jira. You can try to use that account uh, to effectively create the tasks within the project. Okay, I'll share some link as well how to use this, and what are the different links that needed to be have. I'll share some YouTube video link. I have created one YouTube video for that. I will share that video with you. Okay, but yeah, you can work, okay, to see what is Azure, what is DevOps, what is Jira, okay, and you try to understand it, because these are the tools, those are important when it comes to the real-time project. Okay, then not only the methodologies or the project management tools are important. Okay, there will be some other things like ticketing tools and version control system, and then we are having the schedulers. Okay, so first thing is ticketing tool. What is mean this ticketing tools? Okay, let's say you are having some issue in your bank account. What you will do, you will reach out to customer service center, right? Not only the bank, for anything like you having issue in your mobile laptop. Okay, so what you will do is you will reach out to the respective organizations, respective companies authorized service center. Okay, maybe you visit physically, or you will reach out through their websites or their application, right? So there will be a dedicated team we will be having which will address those issues, right? So once you reported any issue, you will receive a reference ID or the reference number for that issue. Okay, so that is what the ticket is. So in the IT industry as well, we will be having many ticketing tools that will be utilized to track and manage the issues, requests, and any incidents. Okay, by providing a streamlined way to support the internal or external users. Now, what is internal or external users? That is also important. So when we say internal users, so internal users are the employees within the organization. Okay, let's say you are working for BCBSMN, Blue Cross or Blue Shield. Okay, you are working for them, and now you need to have access to one of the database, but you are not having the access. So how to request that access? So you will go to this ticket management tool. Okay, and you will request the access for the required software or the required database or required server. Okay, so those are the internal users. Now, what is external users? Now, for the Blue Cross or Blue Shield of Minnesota, right? We are having a healthcare system. So there will be a members, there will be a providers, okay, who can face the issues in the Facets software. Right. So let's say sometimes the page is not opening. Sometimes they have submitted the claim. Okay, it has to be passed, but it was rejected. They want to know the reason, or they wanted to like manage that claim. So they will again go to the this respective software. They will raise their issue, okay, and they will get their reference number, and some team will work on their issue. So these ticketing tools are used to manage the issues, address the issues, okay, and track the request and incidents within the organization and outside the organization as well. So there are different ticketing tools we are having, like we are having ServiceNow, okay, Jira Service Management, Top Desk, Remedy. These are the some of the examples I have given. Okay, it depends on the organization which tool they are using for their ticketing system. Okay, ServiceNow is again most of the common tool. Okay, then we are having TDX as well. TDX is also one of the servicing ticketing tool we are having. Okay, but do you got the understanding or some idea on what is mean by ticketing tools? Or anyone having any questions on this ticketing tool, project management tool, or methodologies?
It's clear, sir.
Thank you.
Clear,
You
sir.
need to work, okay, you need to discuss more about this to understand in detail. Okay, but at high level, these are the required tools you should know. Okay, at least the name. It is not required to know how to use and all. These are very easy tools to use. Okay, but you need to understand before before going to a project, you need to know at least what is mean by ticketing tools. Okay, it is not necessary you should know about what is mean by TDX or what is mean by top desk. Okay, how it has to be work. But you should know there will be something called ticketing tools, which is used to request the access, which is used to request the issues, which is used to request the incidents, okay, by the internal or external users. You should know there will be a ticketing tool, there will be a project management tool as well. Okay, Jira, I think it's best you can use for free. You can create your own account, you can create your own project. can try to understand how it will be used.
So are these like
The
when
next,
we work on them, are these going to be code based or are they like just
no,
tools?
these are not code based. These are just tools. Okay, we will not have any coding for this. These are just used for the project management, entire project management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The coding will be done in our regular SSMS, SSIS, SSRS, right? The Power BI. So all these things will be happening through this dedicated softwares only. These are just the supporting tools we are having to execute the project effectively.
Okay. Also, you said we'll work on SQL Server agent on SSMS, right? And I don't have that on my SSMS. So is it something that is disabled or maybe some drive is missing or I don't see
It,
that option.
it will be disabled, or maybe there may be chance like it is disabled, or there may be chance like it is what is it? It is not installed during the installation. Okay, so two things will be there. If it is disabled, we can enable it. I'll let you know how to do that. And if it is not installed during installation, maybe you need to reinstall the software. Okay, yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll be having this SQL Server agent as well as a schedulers. Okay.
Sure. I'll
Then
work.
yeah, then version control system. What is version control system? This is important for the coding. Okay. Though we don't have any coding into these softwares, but yeah, this is used for to store your code. Whatever the development you did, okay, that code you can store into this version control system. So now I will take one example. Let's say you have received one requirement for this member validation. Okay, you have received one requirement for this member validation, and you have been asked to validate the member first name and last name. Just two things they have asked to validate here. Okay, and now what you will do is, as a developer, you will create a stored procedure which will validate submitted claims for the first name, last name, and you will deploy that code. That means you will execute your SP into the database. Okay, and it is now in the production, which is tagged to the Facet software. Now, after 1 month, business says like there are couple of claims we are getting where the date of birth also we are getting as a wrong. Okay, or maybe yeah, date of birth we are getting as a wrong. So what they will say is we need to validate the date of birth as well. So now you are having already a code developed for this particular requirement. Now what you will do, you will not create a new procedure. Okay, you will modify the existing procedure. Okay, so that will be a second version of the your stored procedure. So we need to maintain all the versions. Okay, like version 1, version 2, version 3, right? So it is like version, or we can call it as a revision, right? So that all the things like versioning of the developed code we can keep under this GitLab or GitHub. These are the tools, those will help you to manage the source code, okay, and streamline the development workflow. Now, how it will manage to help your like how it will help to manage your source code. Okay, so these softwares, these are the tools that has been designed in such a way that whenever there is a change, whenever there is a new development, okay, we have to pull the code or push the code. There will be some commands that needs to be learned for this one. Okay, so this is the only software we are having in this entire project management tool where we need to have some commands. Okay, and that commands needs to be executed through the either Visual Studio Code, okay, or either through the PowerShell command. Okay, so there are some dedicated commands we are having to use these softwares. like the GitLab or GitHub. Okay, so we call that as a CI/CD. Okay, CI/CD is nothing but the continuous integration and continuous deployment. Now, why we are saying continuous integration and continuous deployment? As I was giving an example, there is a version 1 we are having, revision 1 we are having, and after within a week we are having a revision 2 by changing the requirement. Okay, so again we are going to deploy that new code. Deploy in the sense we are moving the code to the production server. Okay, so it will be like continuously we are modifying the code and pushing the code to the higher environment or the production environment. Okay, so this the GitLab or GitHub or Azure DevOps, these softwares will help you to track and manage your entire code. So it will, when you deploy the code, it will let you know what are the changes you made. Okay, you will be given a provision there to compare your code with the previous version. So all the versions will be available into the this particular software, and you can see all the versions, because when we alter the procedure, okay, the old procedure will not be available, right? So whenever you do the alter of the procedure, right, whatever the procedure you have created initially, that will be lost, right? Because you will be having the modified version itself. You will not have the old version. So if you want to see the old version, you can go to these softwares and you can see the old versions as well. Okay, so again, I think on the GitLab as well, you will be able to create the free account. Okay, for that as well, I will give the steps so you can learn on that. There will be some commands that needs to be learned for this GitLab. Okay, for that I will see some video and will share the link for the YouTube. Okay, and the last one we are having is a scheduler. So scheduler is nothing but it is a uh, IT automation and job scheduling platform that helps the organizations to automate the complex task, complex workflow across the system or the environments. Okay, it may be on premise, on cloud, or maybe a hybrid, like both of them. There are several similar tools that provides the job scheduling, workload automation, and orchestration features. Okay, some of the tools I have given here, like Control M, Stone Branch, Azure Logic Apps, or Cisco Workload Automation. These are the some of the softwares that is used for the scheduling of the job. Okay, or scheduling of the tasks. And in this, we can add the SQL Server agent as well. Okay, so five important things you will be having into the any project whenever you're working. The project methodology, again, that is not for you, that will be for project management team like project manager and other team. Then project management tools, those are important for you because your work will be assigned through the project management tools, and you need to update the task there only. So whenever you perform any development, any action, that ticket, whatever is assigned to you, should be updated. Okay, so you should know how to use that project management tool. Then next one is like ticketing tools, okay, which is required to raise the access, which is required to see the defects or bugs by the QA team. Okay, then fourth one is like this CI/CD pipelines, or we can say like version control system, that is also required for maintaining your source code throughout the versions. And last one is a schedule. So these are the some tools that you will be dealing with on a daily basis. Okay, if you are working on any project, it is not for healthcare only. Okay, this is the project management thing. Any project you will be working, you will be dealing with these softwares. This is not specially dedicated to healthcare. Okay, this is the project management. No matter in which domain you will be working, you will be dealing with these softwares. Okay, so yeah. And from tomorrow, what we will do is we will see the actual requirements. Okay, we will see what are the things that needs to be prepared and how we are going to process these requirements. Okay, we will talk about these tables, the database has different databases. Okay. Uh, okay, and then process flow. Process flow, I think it is similar as this one. Okay. I have taken the same project flow, process flow I have taken, and just the thing is, here we are having the one-liner information like member match, provider match. Okay, but in the requirement, you will be having the detailed information about the logic that needs to be implemented for creation of the procedure. Okay, so we will see in the detail in the upcoming sessions what is all we are having. As of now, what I will suggest you or your task will be, you are going to create three new databases. Okay. Okay, so you will create this. I will share this document. Okay, you will create these three databases. Okay, three database you will create, and then in each of the database you need to create some of the tables. Okay, so that details also will be available here under this tab. I'll just share that. Okay, so keep in mind, this is the task for you for today. You will create three databases and you will create the tables into the two databases. Okay, so there are two tabs we are having, stage tables and core tables. At the top of the this sheet, I have mentioned about the database as well. So whatever the list of tables available into this sheet, that needs to be created under the facets database. Okay, and we are having the stage tables. So whatever the list of tables we are having, almost 4 or 5 tables we are having up to here. Okay, up to here, 4 tables we are having, that needs to be created under this facets stage database. Okay, you have to follow the table name from this sheet alone. Okay, we are having all the column names and the data type as well. Okay, so you will create these tables. Okay, there is like we don't have to worry about the data as of now. Just need to create the empty tables as of now, along with the primary keys and foreign keys if needed. Okay, I mentioned about the primary keys here.
Quick question. So we are going to look at only those three columns
Which three
while creating,
columns?
while creating the tables from the Excel sheet, right? You have field, data type, and lane,
Right.
AV sheet. Okay, so we don't have
Correct.
to worry about other steps you have mentioned there
Yeah,
in other
yeah. There
columns.
are many things we're having. We don't have to worry about those things. Okay.
Okay, okay.
If you try to understand it, it is just meaning of each of the column. Okay.
Mhm.
So like this, it is having the meaning of each column. Like if you see the PRPR ID, it is just to provide a number of the claim. So it is
Okay,
just, it is an informative purpose. Okay. So we don't,
sure.
you can just read it out and try to understand what each column means. Like here we are having CLCL total charge. So it is like total charge on the submitted claim, like this. It is just informative information we are having for each of the column.
Okay,
Okay, but for table creation, you just need to focus on three fields, three
Mhm.
column, field name, data type, and length.
Okay,
Okay, so two tabs you need to see, stage tables and core tables.
yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
stage table, the tables present in this tab, you will create under this facet stage database, and the table present into this core tab, tables tab, you will create under the facets database. So uh, before creating tables, you need to create these three databases first. Okay, I think
okay.
that's it. Yeah. Anyone having any question on the ask?
Yeah, can we go back to SSMS and then show us like how to enable our SQL Server agent?
Okay.
It's been disabled for me.
Okay, so yeah, so we need to check first whether the service is running. Okay, so there are two ways we are having using the Windows, uh, like we use the Windows R, right? So that services we can check. So what I need to do is for that is see, Windows R, the agent XPs. You are not able to see this option alone here, right?
No, I have it, but it's been disabled.
So
For me, I don't
so if it
see
is
it.
I just
okay,
I just did a yeah, right click and then start and use
you have to start this. Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
then
so
it's
if it is
be
visible,
able to
you have
see
to
it.
start this and it will be enabled. Okay, but if it is not visible at all, we need to enable it from the services. I was checking how to see the services.
oh, okay. I'm all set.
There will be some command we will be having. This is the one. So here we are having SQL Server agent. Sometimes it is stopped here. So when it is stopped, we need to start it from here or restart it from here. What you need to do is just to press the Windows R and you need to search for the SQL Server Manager MSC.
I actually did that a long time ago, and